Today is Chris Nielsen. He's an awakening coach and speaker, trainer, consultant. His speech today will be finding happiness. I think a lot of us are trying that. So let's give a big warm welcome to Chris Nielsen, Finding Happiness.
Yes.
I'm doing that. Welcome.
Thank you, Dad. Finding happiness. Where is it? Did you have it? Did you hide it? No, you took it. I know. Give it back. I want it back. Well, how do we find happiness? Where is it? I've looked a lot of places for happiness. How about you? In the things I've done, I've looked. Where is it? If I just do this, I'll be happy. If I just make a little more money or go on this trip, I will be happy. So I made the more money. I went on the trip. And I didn't seem to be happier. Why? So I did some other weird things. I sat cross-legged on the floor, and this guru said, hey, if you are fully here in this moment right here, anything is possible. And I sat there, and first my toes went numb. Then the numbness went up my legs. Past my knees, my whole legs were numb. I couldn't get up. I was so committed to being happy. But I had numb legs. Where is happiness? We chase happiness. I love this story. It's about a lot of our days, and I can see myself in this story. There's a little boy who walks outside their house, and they're on the way to school, and he looks down, and there's a beautiful little ladybug there. And he watches it. And he goes, Mommy, look at the ladybug. And what's Mommy thinking? I'm late for work. This kid's driving me crazy again. I've got to do all these things at work. And she grabs her son's hand and says, let's go. And he goes, no. Drags him off to school, drops him off, hustles, guns to work because she's a little bit late, slams her door, runs into work, does the stuff she's behind all day long. We're rushing from one moment to the next, to the next, to the next. But where does happiness exist? What I found, it exists right here. Right in this moment right here. If you can be right here, think about in your life, when have you been the happiest? When have you been your happiest? When you were right where you were. And you weren't arguing with the reality that was in front of you. I love what Byron Katie says in her statement, love what is. If you can love what is in this moment, it'll change your whole life. And she says another line that really gets to me because it is me and it's been me. When you argue with reality, when you say, I want this to be different, like I come up to a red light and I'm in a hurry, change. And then it's even worse if you got someone in front of you, it finally does change, but they're texting or something else. Go, just go, go. They're driving you crazy. Arguing with reality, you make yourself miserable. I use this example. I've been driving down the road to the exact same location I've been, but I'm late, I'm running late. And I want you guys to imagine yourself in a car, running late. You're going a little too fast, you're changing lanes, you're worried what the expectations on the other end will be. You're all tense and upset because you know you're late. Now imagine you're gonna be 20 minutes early. It's a beautiful ride. It's along the coast highway, and you can see dolphins in the water. You couldn't even see them before because you were so late. Dolphins, oh, this is beautiful. You're present, you're there. You're able to actually experience it. If you can live in this moment, amazing things happen. It's why one of the most enjoyable parts of my life has been basketball, because I was there when I was there. Oftentimes, we're in a conversation with someone, how does it feel when they're looking down? They're not there, they're not really connected. And we make it even worse because we're asking them, man, do they even care about me? They're looking at their phone more than they care about me. When we connect with other people, that's where joy really builds. When you make eye contact, when you are there in that same space together. If that mother would have stopped with the little boy and said, wow, that is a cool ladybug. It's amazing. There's a moment of connection there that means something big. But we're hustling off to the next moment, to the next moment, to the next moment, and to the next moment, and we can never enjoy this moment. There's amazing things in this present moment. That is the present. If we open it, amazing things happen. How else do we make ourselves miserable? Well, I know how I make myself miserable. It's kind of the opposite of happiness. How do you make yourself miserable? You tell yourself a story that's a miserable story. Like today, I brought a jacket here to speak. I run hot. The sun was out, a nice little cloud cover right now, so I do appreciate that, thank you. So looking at all the things wrong again, if I look at all the things wrong, I can make myself miserable in this moment. I started losing my hair in probably the first year of college.
Yeah.
And I look back to that. We got fans in the audience of that. I looked back, I wish I had as much hair as I did then. There was this tiny couple pieces missing, and I go, what the heck? But I could see it in the mirror, and I was mad that was happening. I made myself miserable from a fact of reality. If you can own it, it's a lot better. Now I'm wearing the hat today because that sun shines through, and it does a thing to the top of this head. The other thing, I was told all my life, and we get all these messages. And I said, stop listening to some of the messages, just let them go. Did you ever hear this one when you were younger? Don't ever let them see you sweat. Well, I sweat. In basketball it was acceptable. But in other things, like speaking and other things, don't ever let them see you sweat. When I say don't ever listen to them, maybe the best advice of being happy. Don't ever let them see you sweat. Let them see your bald head. Own your stuff because they're not bad just because other people say so. Let them see you sweat. Do the things as Rich spoke before me. We regret not going after the things that matter to us. Not ever letting them see you sweat stopped me from doing things because when I get up in front, I get a little nervous. I also get excited. If I just move slightly on a 72 and plus day, I start to sweat. So I would have to deliver a speech like, here we are going, and actually rapid mouth movement probably brings some sweat in there too. Here we're going to this on this day. So I couldn't even move. I need a fan blowing on me. But that would mess up my few hairs that are in front. So nothing can be, if you need all the stars to align to be happy, you are screwed. So I say unscrew that stuff. Throw that stuff away, just drop it. Be yourself. Risk. Fail. Get up. Because what I've studied the successful people in life, they have fallen and failed more than anyone else. You know what the miserable people have done? They haven't failed more than anyone else. They haven't tried as much as everyone else. They were so afraid of trying and failing that they never did anything. And I can recognize that. I've got this mindset in me. It's a miserable mindset. I call a cursed mindset. In the cursed mindset, if you fail at something, you are the failure. That's your label. I have to say, rip that thing off. That's not you. That's not the label. Fail, get up. Be nice to yourself. An earlier speaker, I loved what she said. in the Chinese culture was to swallow bitterness. Spit that bitterness out. You don't need that bitterness anymore. Don't swallow it. Swallow happiness. Happiness is right here, right now. As I was driving here today, a song came on the radio, and I started dancing in my seat. And I felt good. I bet my body, move your body. Your body is meant to move. I moved. I loved it. I felt alive. And I got a theory I'll share today for the first time. Women aren't interested in bad boys. Well, yes, they are. But there's a reason. It's not really that they're bad that they're interested in them. They're interested in alive boys. People that have blood running through their veins, that are alive and hungry for life. And if you get alive, if you take a deep breath and you feel alive, and you move and you talk and you have expressive interest and you want to change this place, I want to change the whole world. But that starts with me. I mean, I had a daughter and I attempted to change her. and if you, that is funny. If you want to, especially a stubborn daughter, especially a daughter where her mother is on her side, you attempt to change her. She put me on a word count. She said, Dad, you have 10 words. What? 10 words. But I actually started to appreciate it. I have a good sense of humor. I started laughing really loud. And she said, excessive laughter counts as a word. I said, that's not fair. So I came up with some words. I think some of them are this. I love you, Michaela, no matter what you do. And I did. Now, I wanted to teach her to be happy. I wanted to teach her to be strong. I wanted to teach her to be kind. I wanted to help her be smart. I wanted her to be more loving. So what I actually did, since I couldn't make her do any of those things, I said, you know what, maybe I should become those things. So I worked to become those things. More loving, happier, kinder, more accepting, forgiving, especially of myself. Because how can we act our children to be happy if we're not treating ourselves well? Michaela, treat yourself well, yet I'll beat myself up. I have an incredible, loving mother. She is amazing. She shined like sunshine into me every day with love. And what a blessing that was. But she would beat herself up. And she taught a little bit of that to me. Very critical. I say you can drop that criticism. You can let it go. And it's not so easy at first. I'm sharing a lot of things that aren't easy at first. But there's ways to do it. I mean, I found with the awakening coaching that I do, you can drop some of these stuff in a second. If you actually really feel it. I think that's part of the problem we have in life. We don't really feel anything fully. Sadness, we shove it down. Anger, we shove it down. Hurt, we shove it down. Feel your hurt. Feel your anger. Become a little Hulk. Ah. Feel it fully and you watch it, it just lets go of you. And it's a great experience. One of the other things I'd like to share is this, is you can change it by your pose. If you're like this, all closed off, put on your little best Superman pose as you look at yourself in the mirror. That loving being, the only one that can really make you happy. Look at that person in the mirror in your or Wonder Woman pose. And if I could, I would love to have Wonder Woman's truth lasso. I'd throw it around a few of my friends, make them tell the truth. I'd throw it around me and find out what the truth is in me. Because the truth will set you free. I mean, the real truth, and I believe that real truth from all my experiences, love comes into you infinitely. Infinitely. You don't need to dole it out. It comes in there. The only time you get it blocked is when you're afraid. And most of our fear is of imaginary things. Now, if I think this is a snake, and I'm afraid of snakes, I'm in trouble. And we think a lot of things that aren't snakes are snakes. And we're worried they're going to bite us. But they're not. Walk up to it, take a look at it, unless it's a snake, and stay away. But humor brings so much of it too. I mean, I've done so many dumb things in my life, and I can laugh at them now. One of my friends said this, or actually a very wise man said this. If you were at a party in your honor and 100 of your friends were invited, but there was one person there that was your enemy, where would all your focus go? To that one person, not all the people that are celebrating you. What you focus on expands. If you focus on all the good things in your life, my God, gratitude works. Be grateful. If you want to get more of that, be grateful. If there is someone giving infinite gifts out there, imagine you're saying, I don't really want that. That's no good. I wish I had more. If someone was doing that and you were giving them the gifts, what would you say to them? Hey, no more gifts for that person. But if the person said, hey, this is awesome. This is amazing. Thank you so much for this. You're going, man, they love my gift. I want to give them more, and I want to give them more, and I want to give them more. Grateful. If you're grateful for this moment, if you are in this moment, if you are alive, if you breathe and you feel the blood running through your veins, life is amazing. Life is freaking amazing. Grab it, love everyone around you, and you'll feel amazing things happen. Give your friend a hug today. Call your mom and dad. I'm gonna. Because I'm appreciative of them. I'm appreciative of you. Yeah. Life is good. Thank you for listening. I love you.
All right. Chris Nielsen, everybody. Give another round of applause as he comes down.
I'll give
All
you
right, thanks,
applause.
Chris.
Thank
Really
you.
good stuff. Really good stuff. Hey, again, welcome.